Awesome, man. Thank you so much. Folks, just a quick one in the chat. If you guys can hear me, I want to make sure sound check on you guys' side. And also so you can see the screen, give me a 2 if you see the screen as well. All right. Got lots of 1s and 2s. Awesome. I'm going to jump into this, but, Josh, I just want to say thanks for having me on here, folks. I got a ton of stuff to talk about. I will work as hard as I can to answer all your questions verbally, as well as I've got my assistant in here, Carol, who's going to be answering questions and dropping some information and stuff into the chat. When needed, when appropriate, and whenever you guys have a little something to say. I do want you to say that also, if you do have questions, please ask them, because I am more than willing to help you folks out in any capacity that I can, help you be more successful. That's what I'm all about. It's just anybody who knows me knows that that's what I do, and I've been doing it for a long time. Now, today's topic of conversation actually gets me super excited. Now, I'm out in California right now, but I do live in the Northwest. I live in Idaho. I just happen to be out in California in this moment. And what's really funny is I just went on this world tour, I swear to God. I went everywhere from Washington, D.C. to Tampa, Florida, to Mexico, to Philadelphia, to France, to England, back over to Dublin, Ireland, and then just flew over here to California. My wife and kids ain't even seen me for we're going on almost a month now. So luckily, I'll be going home tomorrow. I'm really excited about that. And we're going to talk, again, like I said, about a lot of stuff, especially how to get the ranking that you're looking for without all the work. And this is what I would consider to be the very best method out there to double your traffic and your conversions without having to pay, paid traffic, stuff like that. Long-term traffic and conversions go up. So I really just hope you take notes. All this stuff is applicable in everything that you do online, period. All right, so let's get started. Now, if you're looking for results, who's looking for results like this? We're talking about, this is an Amazon seller who implemented what we did. This is within the first day of implementation of the techniques I'm going to show you today. Their sales ranking for their product went from, 226,000 up to 5,000 in 1 day of implementation. How many people would like to see this for your product or service? Put a 1 in the chat if that's what you're looking for. And of course, traffic's just fine, right? But if traffic doesn't equal money, who really cares, right? And I might swear a little bit on this call too, so please, when I get excited, I do, so please don't take offense to that. I'll show you some real actual sales that came out of that, and actual money that's quantifiable evidence from this, okay? Also, this works for just about anything. Let me just show you a couple of real quick folks that have implemented these strategies and seen results. And again, this is really simple, easy stuff to do. Once you see it and understand it and know how to do it, you're going to just be like, damn, I should have been doing this a long time ago. And I regularly have 7, 8, 9-figure a year earners looking at me like, man, I should have been doing this. And I said, yeah, you should have. You might have a couple extra zeros on the end of that paycheck every month. But, knowledge is power. You guys got it. So this guy did what we were talking about today, and as you see here, he's just dominating the first page of Google. This is a person who did it for an affiliate launch, basically tried to launch jack the launch when they came out. As you see there, for that affiliate term, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots on the first page of Google during that launch. We got people that are going out there doing this for things like reputation management. We got people that are doing this for Amazon products and physical products, large luggage packing cubes. Not just getting in the news, not just getting on the first page of Google, but also ranking their other properties and getting them ranked up higher. How many people are looking to get traffic in the short term and the long term? We're talking about long-term strategies. I saw somebody in the questions earlier say, is this anything that's going to hurt my site, black hat, or going to get me penalized? Absolutely not. It will not. Okay, and I'll explain why, and I'll show you all these different things. We've got things with longer tail keywords. We've also got shorter tail keywords. I'm going to show you everything in between. All right, you folks will understand everything. As you see right here, it just keeps on going. And of course, at the end of the day, if you could ensure that your products, your services, whatever you're doing, if you're doing this for others as a consultant. In fact, let me ask you this question: how many people here work with other businesses as a consultant? Put a 1 in the chat. If you do affiliate products, put a 2 in the chat. If you do physical products or Amazon, put a 3 in the chat. If you do this for yourself, for your own stuff, digital services, whatever, put a 4 in the chat. All right, damn, we got a versatile audience here tonight. Well, the good news is for 1, 2, 3, and 4, doesn't really matter. This stuff works for everybody. I see a couple familiar names in the chat right now too, so that's good. Here's my promise. I'm just going to break it down to you right now. My promise to you is that you can be assured that everything I'm doing and showing you here today is going to be straight up legit. You know that this stuff will work. It's going to drive tons of potential customers directly to your website. I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm going to tell you everything. There's going to be no secrets. Some people will just show you just a little bit of stuff, but not that last little bit that actually gets the conversion or the traffic. I think that's bullshit. I'm showing you everything. I got nothing to hide, man. And again, I'm just going to show you why this stuff works. Promise this stuff is not black hat. It's legal. It's moral. And at the end of the day, you can do it with confidence, whether you're doing this for clients, whether you're doing it for yourself, and know that you are doing what's best for them and for yourself. All right? So that's cool. Also, as I said before, if you have any type of business, doesn't matter, brick and mortar, online, offline, physical products, Amazon, any of that stuff, managing clients, consult for businesses, even if you don't have a business, listen up. You can use what I'm going to show you today to start an entire successful online business model that's going to make you money. I have no doubt about it. I can easily say that and go to sleep at night with a smile on my face, sleeping like a baby, all right? I would show my mom this stuff, all right? That's what it is. Derry's like, what's the catch? There is no catch. I know it's hard to believe, and I know that we're all jaded because we've been online and we hear a bunch of bullshit all the time from people all over the place, but plain and simple, there's no catch, man. Now, this is the beauty of this, and I've been online making money, making real money, like real money. Over 6 figures a year on the internet for over 13 years, okay? I know what I'm doing, and I've started several successful businesses. We'll get to that for just a minute, but everybody I think here on this call knows and understands that it's easier to make more money and more sales if you're ranked on the first page of Google. Do you guys agree? Give me a 1 in the chat real quick. And also, if you get media attention, you're in the news, you're on the radio, you got a newspaper saying something about you, any of those things, you're probably going to be perceived as an authority and likely make more sales as well. Do you guys agree? Put a 1 in the chat. All right? Now, these strategies will help you get traffic in the short term, and in the long term, it will help you rank in the short term and the long term. Okay? And it will help you benefit for years to come. Now, the old adage is, work harder or work smarter, not harder, right? That's really the case. And that's kind of what spawned this whole thing for me, tactic-wise. And a few years ago, I really took a look at what we were doing, and I realized that, as with any business, okay, and I have a background in business. I've just started a bunch of them and went through the hard knocks of all of it, and I've realized, as is evidenced by more smart people that tell me, hey, you did the right thing, you always want to figure out ways to make things more efficient and optimized. The more money you get to keep in-house because you're not spending it on working too hard, that means that you increase your bottom line. And if you bring in more customers and they're paying you more money, you're increasing your bottom line too. So it's kind of twofold. Why are you guys here? For me, a lot of folks out there say, I want to get started, or I want to get this traffic, or I want to do this. I just don't know where to start. Well, you guys are here. This is where you start. Okay. Now, how many people here are successful in making 6 figures online right now? Put a 1 in the chat. How many people here are making 7 figures online? Put a 2 in the chat. I want to know who's out there that's actually doing it. And if you're not, that's okay. Put a 0 in the chat right now. That doesn't mean you're making nothing, but that means that you got the heart. If you're on this call, you're in the right place, okay? You took the first step. You're taking action. Hell yeah, man. Okay, now we got some hungry people in the audience right now. Look, here's the deal, and I'm not here to brag. I'm going to spend like about 2 minutes on this, and then we're going to get into the training period. I started out from nothing. I started out from 0. The whole reason I started my online business is because my wife and I got a divorce a month after my first son was born. And this was 1998. The internet was just popping. And I thought to myself, I need to figure out how to make some money to support my child. And I need to figure this out now. The internet was coming up, and I thought, hey, there's got to be some money in this. This looks promising. I got this feeling about it. And I started putting up websites. Now, I wasn't successful until about 2002. I cracked it. And I started making some really good money. And since that point, I've kind of shifted everything from eBay physical products to digital products to affiliate products, CPA products, info products, everything in between, teaching, training, coaching, and now developing SaaS platforms and world-changing stuff, okay? Now I'm able to sit there and travel the world, go to the Caribbean, this house that we had in the Caribbean, bring my kids there, be able to work from there, do all that stuff. I get to do business with people that are like this. In fact, I'm going to give $20 right now to the first person who can tell me who that guy is on that screen right there. I'm the guy with the orange shirt. Who's the other guy? $20 to the first person who types his name in the chat. Dead serious. Oh, Yvette Vargas gets it. Yvette Vargas, put your PayPal email address in there. I'm going to send you $20. And here's the deal, folks. I like participation. I like people who talk. I like people who engage with me. So if you engage with me without this presentation, I'm just going to sit here and just randomly ask questions, and I'm just going to throw some money out there every once in a while to people who engage. Do you guys like that? You guys get paid to be on this webinar. Not everybody is going to get money, but you know what? You just engage and participate. You got a good chance of just winning some stuff. Okay, you guys like that? There you go. That's Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank, and he stayed out in our house out in St. Martin, and we had a conference out there. I got to do business with people like this, and I never thought in a million years growing up that I'd ever be in this position. But you know what? You're in this spot. You're talking to people who actually make stuff happen. I speak at least 5 to 7 times per year, everywhere from Glacier Kennedy to Traffic Conversion Summit to everywhere else in between. All right? I do that stuff. And I never thought anybody would ever want to listen to me, but apparently, I know what I'm doing, and people know and recognize that, and that means a lot to me. I've started several companies, and in fact, I've started multiple companies now that have been able to earn 7 figures a year within the first 12 months. I was just in Ireland for the Web Summit. There's over 30,000 attendees, probably close to 40,000 attendees, several thousand businesses there. I was there representing a couple of our businesses there, and one of our businesses actually won an Angel Investors Innovation Award out of all the several thousand businesses that are there, and they recognized our innovation for what we're doing to help people that are poor and people that are unbanked and need help financially. And that's some of the things that we're doing. That's not even an internet marketing world and the SEO world, but as you see, we do stuff and we get stuff done. Now, that's enough about me. Let me ask some questions about you and what your goals are and what you're looking to do. If you guys could ensure right now that your product, services, you, yourself, whatever, your business, could be on all of these outlets right now, do you think you would make more money if you were be able to be featured on those outlets when you wanted to, if you wanted to, whenever you wanted to? What do you think? Put one in the chat, yes, whatever you think. I want some feedback. Hell yeah, right? Do you think you're going to look more legit in your customers' eyes if you're featured on those places? That's what I'm talking about. What if you're featured on all these places? All these places. Do you really think that you could do that? That's what I'm talking about. What if you could ensure this for yourself, for your customers, whether you're doing this for other people, whether you're doing this for yourself, your products and services? What if you could ensure this every single time that you do what I do and I show you today, that you end up on all these different outlets? That's what I'm talking about, okay? So we're going to talk about this. So, the big thing about this is a successful business needs certain things in order to actually be able to say that they're successful. They need the right amount of exposure to their target audience, the right message to the right audience at the right time. That's how you get conversions, okay? But you need a good web ranking. You basically need some form of internet traffic or traffic in order to get there. Nobody cares about ranking #1 in Google. What they care about is the benefit of ranking #1 in Google, which is the traffic, okay? The other thing about that, though, is you need a solid social media presence nowadays in order to do that, because search signals do measure these things. And I'm going to talk to you about SEO and get kind of down and dirty here in just a minute and break it down. We're going to talk about brand and authority and recognition. Now, brand and authority are very, very important for 2 reasons. It's a good SEO search signal nowadays because brand and authority searches lend to SEO bumps in your ranking, but also it's from a mental standpoint, from a conversion standpoint, from a marketing standpoint. If you're selling to something to somebody, if they know, like, and trust you, are going to buy it from you. And if they're presented with 10 different people that they need to buy something from, they're going to go with the people that they feel are the authorities in that field or product or niche. Do you guys agree? If you have 10 people to choose from, are you going to pick the person that you think has the most authority and knows what the hell they're talking about? I'd say yeah, right? That's a no-brainer, of course, says Kathleen. That's absolutely right. Okay? You need something that sets you apart. That's what I'm saying. You got 10 people, they all got the same product, all about the same prices. Who do you choose? You choose a person that everybody else says is good. You either look at the reviews, you look at the authority. If you see them on New York Times, you're going to say that guy's legit, obviously. Okay? You need to be in front of your potential customers all of the time. All the people that are your prospects that you may be selling something to, you need to be in front of them all over the place. And, of course, you need to have a proper funnel to monetize this stuff in order to make it happen. Okay? Now, in order to attract potential customers, they have to be able to find you, your product or service. So they need to find you on some channel, whether it's Amazon, whether it's on Google, whether it's on Facebook, whether you're doing PPC, whatever. They have to be able to find you, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. They got to find you. They need to know where you're at. But finding you don't mean nothing if they don't buy anything from you, if you don't have a good conversion funnel. So this isn't just about SEO. This is something that will get you ranked, will get you traffic, but will also help increase conversions to get the sale. That's what we all care about. Now, I made a shift a few years ago because of a few different reasons, interestingly enough. I decided to take a look at what we were doing. Now, we're making well over 7 figures a year, but when you're out there and you're in the trenches, you look to optimize to be more efficient. We decided to start doing things a little bit differently because that's what we do in business, right? Now, what happened is savvy business owners out here, and I know you guys are savvy business owners. I like to think of myself as a savvy business owner. But I want to say this is that, and I'm actually shutting a couple of screens here so I can see a few things. You know, getting media authority through media attention obviously helps a business looking to expand and increase profits through authority, all right? But there's other benefits from getting media authority. Okay, just walk down this road with me for a minute. Now, if you get media authority, what happens is you get some collateral effects from that. You get some collateral effects like ranking higher because the links that come from media authorities are better. You get more visibility, and you get more branding and authority and basically perception. Perception in life is everything. Okay, if people perceive you to be the man, the woman, right, the expert, they're going to listen to you a lot more than some other guy on the street. Okay, and if you tell them that they need to get something for their business because it's going to help them, they're likely to listen to you a lot more because of it. Okay, that's all about media authority right there. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Hold on. There we go. Now, what I'm going to give you right now is a blueprint. This is actually an SEO blueprint. I've been doing SEO since before Google was really popped up on the map, okay? And essentially, this is why what I'm about to show you works, all right? Now, the problem with SEO is this, and I'm sure you all are going to agree with me, but let's see if you don't. It's fine. If you don't, everybody has a right to an opinion. But the problem with SEO is it's got a lot of moving parts. And it's also a moving target. So it's essentially a moving target with moving parts. Wow, that's fun, right? SEO is essentially a measure of relevance, okay? And if you're more relevant than the competitors, then that's how you get ranked higher than everybody else. So really think about that for a minute. Like, how do you measure relevance? How does a math equation, essentially, is what a Google algorithm is, how does that measure relevance, which is something that isn't of substance? This is how they measure relevance. I'm going to break it down real simplified terms, and I'm going to get even further down that rabbit hole for you guys, okay? Now, they measure these things based on certain things called search ranking factors, okay? Or search signals is what some people call them. Now, they do that based off of user-based signals. Now, user-based signals are things such as CTR, which is click-through rate, bounce rate, and TOS, which is time on site. Okay? Now, user-based signals are a direct engagement signal for Google to look at. They're essentially a live voting system in which they can measure a user's response and engagement response to results that are shown to them. If they show results and none of those results get clicked on, they realize that those results are likely not relevant. Do you guys agree? Put a 1 in the chat. Now, if the audience goes out there and they click on something and then immediately leave it, that's a bounce, right? And that shows them that they thought it was relevant, but then they took that vote back. If anything, that's a negative vote, okay? And you got time on site. If they're only there for like half a second or let's say 5 seconds or 10 seconds, but they go to the competitor's website for 5 minutes, that guy's more relevant than you in that time, right, and in that place. You know, on-page factors, things like formatting, meta, HTML, siloing, making sure you got proper format within the websites, things like that. I'm not going to get into all that geeky stuff, title tags, you know, description tags, meta keywords, blah, 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 all that. You've got off-page factors, things like backlinks, citations, and news. Okay, news is actually important, being in the news. I'm going to actually show you some quantifiable proof. Quantifiable proof here in just a minute. But what I want to say is that off-page factors are things that you can influence. You can influence on-page factors the most, especially if it's your own website. If you're using somebody else's website, you're at their mercy of how they run things. Off-page factors like backlink, citations, and news, you know, you can affect if you know how to do them right. Brand and authority, which is a very interesting thing, and I'm going to, again, get into this a little bit more deeply in just a little bit. Brand and authority, things like searching for a company, searching for a company's name, and then appending keywords like review or complaints or things like that. Those are brand and authority type searches, okay? And Google recognizes when people are searching out a particular company and using those particular keywords that those are authority type searches, right? If one brand is getting authority type searches over everybody else, they're more relevant to that particular search term. And then social signals, things like sharing, liking, commenting, tweeting. Those are also user type engagement signals where they can see whether something is relevant. Now, some people will say, well, wait a minute, Google says that they don't look at social signals in order to do relevancy. Well, I don't care what they're saying. That's bullshit. I could prove otherwise. And I can also tell you right now that Google can tell if an article is being shared and at the rate of acceleration of the sharing of that article. And you cannot tell me that if an article is being shared, you know, 10x times over everybody else, that they are not measuring the relevance of that and ranking it higher because of it, because they're ranking news articles that are getting a lot of increased attention up higher than search results because it's directly relevant to that time. Now, if it continues to be clicked on and looked at over weeks or months, it stays there. If it's only being clicked on and looked at for a short amount of time, let's say a week or two, then it will be ranked there for a week or two until it starts to fall off, and then they'll move it. Okay, just think about that for a minute. That's why some stuff stays in the news and stays in those results for so long, and some of it doesn't. Okay, at the end of the day, all this stuff equals relevance. That's what this equals. That's essentially a breakdown of Google's search algorithm and what it does. So, why does this matter? Well, click-through rate really is the most important thing when it comes to search engine optimization, period. Okay, click-through means people having to click on the result when found in the SERP. So just recognize that, and this is an asterisk. You guys better put this on there. Write this note down. You currently have about 50 to 60, maybe 70 characters in your headline or title tag that you can use on your own web pages, or if you're doing like a press release or a video or anything like that. And you only got about 140 to 150 characters in your meta description or in the description of that page as well. Essentially, that's what's being shown in the search engine results. And that is your first and last kind of line of defense in order to get somebody to even click on you. So if you think about this for a minute, this is the first thing that somebody searching Google is going to see. So it's your first and maybe your last chance to make an impression and get that click. So how do you get a click-through? Right? By using trusted authority domains like Boston Globe or New York Times, and also by having great headlines or title tags. If you think about it, your title tag is essentially a headline. And if you think about that, people open headlines or open news articles, or hell, even open an email. A subject line is essentially a headline. A subject line is the title tag, okay, in an email. Do you guys get the relation of all these things? How many people here have get that right now? Put a 1 in the chat. Do you guys understand what I'm saying right now? Gotcha. A title tag is the same thing as a headline. Treat a title tag as a headline. Treat an email subject line as a headline. That stuff will get the click. You guys probably have emails in your inbox right now that you haven't opened. Even though it's from somebody that you know you should probably read the email, you haven't opened it because more likely than not, the subject line didn't grab you enough to open it. And yeah, you'll get to that email eventually, I know, I'm sure. But I'll tell you what, if the subject line was good enough, you would open that. You know it, and I know it too. And it's the same sort of thing with web results. So having a great headline, so I'm going to use headline, but just transpose that in your mind with title tag or title. Having a great headline and description that get people to click through from that search engine result to your page is 2 times more important for ranking than the next closest factor, hands down. All right? That is a direct vote in engagement in real time in search. So this is likely the highest ranking signal and one of the highest ways that they can measure relevance from a user. So without the clicks, it takes a very large amount of link building in order to try and keep your content on the first page of Google. Now there are other 2 important search signals and user signals that are out there, which is time on site and bounce rate in those orders, okay? And so like bounce rate, and I'm going to actually show you a little graph right here. So Searchmetrics did a really, really big study about a year ago, and what they did is they looked at all of the search results that were showing on the search engines on the first page, and they tried to do a correlation study to find out what they all had in common so they can reverse engineer Google's search algorithm, okay? And this is essentially their user signals breakdown right here. You can see that click-through rate just destroys any other type of user signal. Do you guys see that right there? You guys get it? Put a 1 in the chat. That's huge. That's massive. What that tells you right now is you need to have a good title and you need to be using a domain that has authority in order to get those clicks. Okay? That's what that tells you. Now, in order to get clicks, you need to have good headlines. How do you have good headlines? Well, you need to try to evoke some emotion somewhere. Okay. Now, good headlines are like good newspaper articles. If you need to train yourself on how to write a good headline or title tag, go to the grocery store, look at the little bin that has all of the, National Enquirer and Star and News and all that sort of stuff. Okay, and just stare at it real quick and see which one of those headlines on those magazines and stuff like that grab you. Those are likely the ones that you should model your stuff after, okay? Just think about that, okay? And do that exercise if you're not a very imaginative person, okay? Alternatively, go to Huffington Post or places like that, or go to Upworthy.com and look at how headlines are used. And if you go to Upworthy or Upvote.com, you'll see accelerating articles and accelerating stories. And generally, those are the ones that have interesting titles that people want to click on so they can look and see what's the content on the inside. So you can have the best product or service in the world, okay, and you could send an email or do a press release or write an article about it, but if nobody clicks on it because the title's boring, you're never going to sell a damn thing, period. And you're not going to help yourself. You're going to spend money and time, and it's not going to get you anything. So try to evoke emotions of awe, emotions of anger, emotions of anxiety or fear. Now, I don't like fear-mongering. I kind of hate that crap, but it does work, and it depends on the industry and the message and what you're trying to convey, to your audience and the landing page. Emotions of lust, things like that. All of these things, just grabbing people's emotion is really the key to this. But you can't give away too much in the title tag. Like this is a title tag where, I probably don't need to read the article because I know what happened and I know too much about it. Okay, so you could do something else like woman in sumo wrestler suit plus man dressed as a Snickers bar equals chaos. You can say something like that, and people are going to say, I got to find out how those 2 things could equal chaos, right? This just tells me exactly what happened. Somebody got assaulted because she was jealous about her girlfriend waving at some dude that was dressed as Snickers because she probably just, likes to snap off a Snickers every once in a while. Who knows? But essentially, they gave away too much in the story. That's not going to help. Now, here's the second part to this that really prompted me to take a look at our business and essentially not even just change our entire business model for how we utilize these strategies for ranking. I essentially built an entire platform with my partners to capitalize on this and bring this to everybody else. Now, the news, and this is something that was really interesting. So in Searchmetrics study, what they realized is that press and news releases and backlinks from press and news releases were one of the most highly correlated factors for all websites ranking on the first page of the search engines. And these only tied with having new backlinks, which is an important factor. So let me reiterate that one more time. What they're saying is that having backlinks from news domains and getting new backlinks were two of the highly most correlated factors. Okay? So PR and news submissions are top tier when it comes to building quality backlinks, and those sites are trusted media authority sites. They have a high trust factor, high trust flow, high authority flows. And so what you're doing is you're capitalizing on that and getting both of those correlated factors that are extremely high at the same time without doing the work for it. Okay, so when you submit a press or news release, you have the potential to get syndicated on several high authority websites. That's going to get you those backlinks from news domains. It's going to garner you more backlinks, which means you're going to get new backlinks all the time from it, get you more authority and branding, increase your perception of authority among your audience, ability to frame your product or service, build a list, and all sorts of stuff from that. Now, this is obviously goes hand in hand with building no-follow backlinks and follow backlinks, because some news and media sources allow you to do follow or just automatically have follow backlinks. Some of them have no follow backlinks. Essentially, you do the same amount of work and get twice as much reward from it. So how many people here like to work smarter, not harder? Put a 1 in the chat. I'm dead serious. Okay, if you put a 2 in the chat, then you're a glutton for punishment, and I'm going to just make fun of you the rest of this presentation. Actually, I will. I see a lot of 1s, but I'm dead serious right now. We all want this stuff to get, you know, to be efficient, all right? So let me kind of continue on here. Now, the other thing, this is really interesting, is that brand and authority. Back in 2010, Google really started pounding this in the webmaster forums, and I didn't understand at the moment why until I really just kind of sat down and thought about it long enough, and then the lightning struck me. And they were saying, people were saying, well, I can't rank in Google. I'm having a hard time ranking in Google. What do I do to rank in Google? And Google kept saying, build your brand and build your authority, and you'll rank in Google. And that is like the weirdest ass answer I ever heard when I first started reading it. I'm thinking, what does branding and authority mean? Like, who cares about, like, you know, your brand, who your brand is? Why would that help me get ranked? Well, now I start to understand. It's a user signal. When users are searching for things like, let's say, emergency plumber Delaware, 10 results are going to show up there, okay? And what's going to happen is they're going to see those company names, and the next thing they're going to do is they're going to type in the company name, Zap Plumbing Reviews, Zap Plumbing Complaints, right? Those are brand and authority searches, so that starts to narrow that down, and Google can measure that. What's also funny is this. I'm going to say this right now. How many people here know a person that wants to go to Amazon.com, okay? And in order to get to Amazon.com, they open up their browser, they type in Google.com, Google comes up, and then in Google search bar they type in Amazon.com, and then that brings up Amazon in the search results. Then they click on that, and that's how they get to Amazon. How many people know somebody like that right now? Put a 1 in the chat. Derry says me. That's okay, man. Jason says, everybody I know. I got all these people hitting 1 right now. How many people know somebody? Think about that. Or if it's you, put a 1 in the chat. I'm dead serious. There's a reason I'm asking this question. Okay? The reason why is because Google's measuring that. Okay? That is a brand and authority search. Okay? And that is a direct user signal. They're measuring that, and that helps you get ranked. So, when you're featured in the news, when you're featured on New York Times or Boston Globe, okay, or in Fox News or NBC, and they see you show up in the news because they type in Denver Plumbing, and all of a sudden there's a news article about you in Boston Globe, and it says your company name right in the title, the next thing they're going to do is type in your company name, Zap Plumbing, okay? And what you just did is you just initiated a brand search because you socially engineered that brand search in a way. Okay, you got them to do the brand search for you, and what they did is just gave you an extra bump in the search signals. Okay, that's what you just did, and I'll prove it to you. That's how I just got at the beginning when I showed you that graph of those people who jumped up in the search rankings from 220,000 in product ranking to 5,000. It's because of exactly what I'm talking about right now, and I'll show you exactly how I did it in just a few minutes. Okay. At the end of the day, it's like this. Then this is my visual representation of what traditional SEO and PR costs. It costs you an arm and a leg, okay? If you're paying for decent SEO or you're spending your time doing it, it's going to cost you hundreds or thousands of dollars a month in time, opportunity costs, and what it costs in order to build backlinks or buy products and services from others to do that. And if you buy decent type of PR or news and media relations or things like that, it's going to cost you a lot of money too. So just remember that these tactics can cost a lot unless you know how to utilize it correctly, and that's where we're going with this right now. So without good rankings in search engines, you have a little chance of success because you're not going to get the click-throughs, right? If you're not on the first page of Google, you're probably not going to get that CTR. Without the right amount of brand exposure, what you've got is a little chance of success because you're not putting yourself out as setting yourself apart from the competition, okay? Without that perception of authority, you have a little chance of success in sales. And if you can't get more customers to spend money with you, you're not going to be successful in business. That's how it works. So here's my confession, and here's why we shifted all this stuff and how it works and what we did about it, okay? Now, we were making an easy 7 figures a year, mid 7 figures a year. And what we were doing is we were utilizing press releases to kind of hijack the search engines and get ranked, get some good backlinks and all that sort of stuff. Everything that we're talking about right now, everything from click-through rates to getting news and media backlinks to getting new backlinks through backlink acceleration, stuff like that, we were doing and we were utilizing by getting press releases and news releases and submitting them. The problem is, as any good business, we're making good money, but we were leaving money at the table because we were not being efficient and we weren't doing the release process the right way. See, we were hiring writers and we were doing press releases through companies like PRWeb and PR Business Wire and stuff like that. Those services, while they can be beneficial, they really add up in costs, all right? We realized that we were leaving too much money at the table by having to manage everything as it was. We started calculating what I call opportunity costs, costs of payroll, services that we were buying, and we decided that there had to be a better way and we had to optimize if we wanted to keep more money in-house and be more successful. But not only were we leaving money at the table and lost sales because what happened is we started, I guess, losing sales because we didn't want to go through the hassle and the pain in the ass of managing all of this stuff, all of the writing, all of the submissions and all that stuff. And we were wasting a ton of money on using the wrong services, and we started digging down in these services saying, how is it that they're successful? Where is it that they syndicate to? What's getting them there? And we realized that we were using the wrong services. Hold on, I just need to take a drink for a minute. Seem to have caught a bit of a cold in Ireland, so that's how it goes. It's a life of travel, as I'm sure Joshua would definitely agree with there. All right, there we go. So everybody in this room, I think, knows that time is valuable. It's more valuable than anything else, and getting results is just as valuable. Correct? 1 or 2 in the chat. 1 if you agree, 2 if you don't. Now, the way that we see it is this. And now, here's the prices for a lot of the PR services that are out there right now. And if you see the screen right now, I want to draw your attention to this little part right here. Okay? I'll draw your attention to this part right here. Now, it's $775 to submit a press release that you had to write, okay, into PR Newswire. Now, if you could tell me who owns Berkshire Hathaway, I'll give you $20. Who's the guy that owns Berkshire Hathaway? First person to type in the chat. Oh, Jordan Zoller got it first. Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett owns Berkshire Hathaway, which happens to own PR Newswire, if you guys didn't know this. All right? And so what I want to say is that $775 for 400-word news release that you have to write yourself, okay? Now, write this number down real quick, 920, okay? The average page that ranks on the first page of the search engines has 920 words on it, okay? Yes, Dan the man, I agree. There are some stockholders that own some too, but for all intents and purposes, Warren Buffett owns it, and you know it. I know it. We all know it. But yes, if you want to be technical, I'm oversimplifying it. So 920 words are the average, okay, for a page ranking on the first page of the search engines. All right. So in essence, in order to hit that number, you'd be spending, by my calculations, and I'm just doing some rough ones, about $1,600 to $1,800 minimum right there, okay? Do you guys agree with that, to hit around 920? And so $1,600. Now, you should do PR probably 1 time per week to 2 times per week for your business on average if you want to see some really great results and take advantage of this technique. But I don't know how many people out there right now can afford to drop $3,200 a week on their business by doing PR. Essentially, what I call this is highway robbery, all right? Highway robbery, plain and simple. You guys think that's robbery? Because I'll tell you what, I know how much it costs for them to do this, and it's definitely not $1,600, all right? Now, here's another thing. You've got PR Web, okay? They've got $400 or $499 for a news release. And what's interesting about that is it's for about 400 words. You have to pay more if you want an image on there. You're going to have to pay a lot more. And again, it's under the average. So while that may look like it's a little bit more reasonable, it's not. Now, somebody just mentioned Fiverr. Yes, you can also do press releases on Fiverr. But most of those websites don't syndicate to anywhere worthwhile and get you any sort of results for the long term. Only short term, and it's very, very, very short if you get any results from it anyways. And if it's a highly competitive term, kiss it goodbye, because it ain't happening. So you got to look at that really hard. And I know, because I've used all those services, and I've tried them out. I test them. I know all this. What I want to also mention is that, you know, press releases got a bad rap over the last couple of years for a few reasons. Google really went out there during Panda 4.0 and 5.0 and nailed them hard. I'm going to show you their stats in a minute. And it's because these PR sites, in essence, are abusing what Google thinks to be good practices for business. And I'll tell you why. I'll show you why. And you guys will have no doubt about it here in a minute. Now, here's businesswire.com. Google came along last year, and right around April, did a massive slap on press release sites because of a few reasons, and I'll get to it on a subsequent slide in just a second. And you can see that BusinessWire lost 60% of its search visibility. All right, 60%. You're going to see PR Newswire lost 63% of their visibility. You're going to see PR Log lost 83% of their visibility. You're going to see PR Web lost 71% of their visibility. Now, the people that lost this visibility aren't just these companies. Who else lost visibility? Type it in the chat. Us, the customers, the people who are using their product or service, right? Essentially, everybody who had used their product or service in the past, everybody who's using their product or service at the present, and everybody who's using their product and service in the future until these penalizations were removed, were all affected at the same time. Now, how many people here would be really pissed off of a third-party company? Through no fault of your own, you do everything right, and you use a quote-unquote good product or service. How many people would be pissed off about that happening, right? Especially when you spend that kind of money that they charge you in order to do that. I'd be pissed. In fact, I was pissed, right? And this is in direct relation to what I'm talking about right now. And we decided we don't want to work with companies like that. We don't want to deal with companies like that. And we definitely don't want to put our businesses at risk by using companies like that. But we still want to do PR. So what do? I'll get there in a sec. But essentially, these declines from these companies made headlines. Okay, they got nailed, and this was all over the news everywhere. So what we did is we decided, you know what? We're going to build our own press release and news release submission service, and we're going to take all of these things that all these companies do wrong, and we're not going to do them. And we're going to take these risky things that they're doing, and we're going to eliminate them from our business strategy. And we're going to give people a clear and obvious choice to be able to use that is going to get them results without charging them a lot of money and not put their business at risk, okay? Now, here's this. And here's why these PR services got nailed. Okay, this is why Google decided. A lot of these websites are essentially content farms. What you're doing when you submit a release onto one of these sites is you're giving them content, and then they're monetizing it by putting ads and banners across and around your content. Okay. Then what they're doing is they're syndicating them onto their own blog networks. Now, I'm not saying that private blog networks don't work. What I'm saying is don't tell me that it's being syndicated to 2,000 independent news and media sources when you own 1,500 of those websites and they're masquerading as a news or media source, but you actually own them. Okay? That I have a problem with. And I think most people here would have a problem with that. If you would, put a 1 in the chat. Okay? Just tell me the truth, right? If you're not telling me the truth, there's probably a reason why you're not telling me the truth, okay? And I can't trust you to do business with you if that's the case. I'm not going to pay you money because you're not a trustworthy individual, okay? Here's another thing is many of these sites try to rank their own site for the release, all right, which can cause some terrible problems. So what do I mean by that? If you were ranking, let's say, Fitness Shoes Las Vegas, and you submitted it on PR Web, the press release that's going to be ranking on the first page of Google is going to be prweb.com/Las Vegas Fitness Shoes. All right? Well, as you saw there, with all those declines that happened from all those different companies, you would have lost that search ranking. Correct? Put a 1 in the chat. Do you guys agree? Essentially what they're doing is using their own domain to get ranked, but if their own domains are getting slapped at 50, 60, 70, or 80% less traffic and search exposure, you're not getting anything out of it anymore. In fact, you're probably going to harm yourself because Google doesn't like links from those domains, clearly. Okay? And the last part to this equation that really just got us was that they overcharged for their services. We started digging into press release syndication, how much stuff really costs, and all of that, and we came to the conclusion that all of them are charging everybody by about 100 to 1,000% more than what their costs are. Okay, and I don't have a problem with people making money. I have a problem with being robbed. Okay, and I essentially felt robbed at that point. How many people here would feel robbed? Put a 9 in the chat if you'd feel robbed. I'm dead serious right now. How many 9s we got? Now we got a lot of people on this call, man. Good Lord. Keep hitting it. So I've given away $40 already. I'll give away some more money in a little bit. Keep it up. All right. So here's what we did different. We analyzed all of those factors. We analyzed what we had been doing over the last several years. And what we decided on is we are not going to rank based on the strength of our own domain. Sure, if our own domain shows up there, great. But essentially, if Google came in there and just totally removed us from the search engine at all, it would not affect our clients whatsoever. Okay? We use the news media sites to rank in the short term. So what we do is we put these releases out. They rank on news media sites. These news media sites show up on the first page of Google in Google News and also in the regular search engine results. Okay? And what happens as a subsequent response to that is that you get trusted authority news backlinks from those media sources like Fox News and NBC, ABC, all those places, filtering down into your website. What that does is leverage the trust of real news media to not only rank in the short term using Boston Globe or Fox News 7 or ABC 7 or Fox 5, you're also getting those backlinks, which bumps up your search results for your own products or services or websites that you're linking to. And we decided at the end of the day that it is a pain in the ass to manage writers, to get writers to do this stuff for you and to have it be effective. So we decided to take all the hard work out and do the writing of these releases for these products, services, and businesses. So essentially, we will write the release as well. Okay. Now, what we also did is we focused on distribution to more news type sources. So when I use the word press release and news release, they're kind of synonymous, but we focus on distribution through news networks. So a news release is basically the same thing as a press release, but it's more focused on hitting major news networks like ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox, and affiliates of those. So if you've bought premium press releases from companies like PRWeb, PR Newswire, BusinessWire, all that, this is going to be very similar, but the difference is you're going to get more results from affiliates of major news networks and less from smaller niche news websites that press releases tend to focus on. All in all, I think that there's more benefits coming from these news sites than there ever were from these other PR sites. Kurt's asking, does the service cost a lot? Absolutely not, and we'll get to all that stuff in just a few minutes. Let's just kind of continue on with the training. So we put all this together for a couple of reasons. We never really intended on selling this to others. We did it was to do it for ourselves. We wanted to build a submission engine that we could just utilize and that we can just kind of put our own product services, if we're doing affiliate promotions, things like that in there, and that we could leverage for ourselves to save time, save money, know that we're not going to be hurting our business by using sites that are going to potentially get slapped by Google again, and have a little bit more control over syndication. Okay, but what happened is we did so good at building it that friends and others started asking if they could get access to it and use it and try it out. And we decided, you know what, if it's that good and we can provide this service to others and we can provide these kind of results to others, then we might as well sell it, because that's another business that we can make money on. And everybody here at the end of the day is in it to make money and start businesses that are profitable, correct? Do you guys want to start profitable businesses? Put a 1 in the chat. That's my whole point. So we looked at it and said, well, hell, we could sell this. It's fantastic. And that's what we do. We start businesses. So that's why we're here. All right. So a lot of people say, I don't know what to write a press or news release for my business about. In fact, how many people here put a Y in the chat if you agree and an N if you have lots of reasons? How many people here think, I don't really have a lot of stuff that I think I could do press releases about right now? Put a Y in the chat if you agree with that. And put an N if you think you've got tons of stuff that you could write about. Right, so I see a lot of people saying, yeah, I'm not sure what to write about. Okay, great. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you right now a list of 107 reasons that you can do a press release this month, this week. Okay, and every single month, all you can do is look at it right now and say, what on this list should I do a press release about right now? You'll never have an excuse again. You could probably do 5 press releases a week and never run out of excuses ever again. In fact, we're going to go ahead and drop that in the chat right now. Go ahead and click the link, and there's 107 reasons to do press releases right now. Just go ahead and grab those, okay? And that right there should help you out. Now, I'm going to give you some examples as we're speaking, as you guys are grabbing that and all that. But things like introducing a new product or service, hiring a new employee, celebrating any type of anniversary, publishing an article, blog post, or podcast. How many people here publish an article, blog post, or podcast at least 3 to 5 times a month? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 2 if you don't. How many people here do a video? Or, right, any sort of content whatsoever? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, everybody here is producing content right now. Just about. Just about everybody. Okay? Every single one of these is a reason to do a press release. Any sort of blog post. A charity event. Let's say you gave $5 to charity. Let's say you just volunteered at a charity event. Let's say you went down and fed the homeless. Let's say you just dropped off some presents down there. That's press release, newsworthy. Okay, publishing a free report, white paper, video training, reaching any major milestone. Did you set goals, and did you meet those goals for the month? Did you set goals and meet those goals for the week? That's press release. All right. Did you acquire a new client? Did you form a new partnership or joint venture? Did you have a good testimonial from a product or service that you sell or from a customer? Any of these things work. All right. And again, there's 107 of them on there. And I'll actually read the I'll read this for all the people who see this on the replay. Go to links, links, linksfrom.us/107 PR ideas. Linksfrom.us/107 PR ideas. And we'll go ahead and make sure that you guys have a copy of this. We'll give it to Josh and everything so you guys can knock that out. All right. Now you could try and do all this PR stuff yourself, and this is really the kicker. Folks, I sold over $6 million worth of PR services to small businesses in less than a 2-year period. Okay? How many people think that that's pretty badass in and of itself? Put a 1 in the chat. And what I'm going to tell you right now about that experience is this. We should have sold 20 million. All right? Now, not because I'm greedy, because when I analyzed why people either bought our service and then canceled it after a few months, or didn't buy our service when presented with the opportunity, the reasons were simple. And the biggest reason was they did not want to write the press releases themselves. They would always ask, do you have a done-for-you service? And our answer was no. We were just a press release submission service previously, okay? You would have to write the release and submit it through us. And we were pretty freaking successful. $6.5 million in less than 2 years ain't nothing to, just sniff at, but it should have been more. And I wanted to take that roadblock out for these small businesses because it's a big pain in the ass, okay? To go out there and find a writer, and basically this writer has to do the right research on your product or service. Deborah, the answer is yes. They need to do the research on your product, service, or you. They need to know how to pick the right keywords. They need to know how to format it correctly, as D. Chance just said. You need to know what to write about, how to find the writer. If it gets sent back, they're going to have to edit it. It's going to cost you more money. Do you know if they know how to do a correct headline that's going to get clicks? Do they know how to do a correct headline that's going to be SEO optimized? And then you have to manage that person. All of that stuff costs money. Yeah, D-Chance is like speaking to the choir, man. The other part to it is the on-page aspect of it. Do these PR services know how to get proper on-page SEO? And are they also syndicating to places that actually have good authority flow and trust flow that is going to bring good backlinks to their websites, products, and services? Then you got to keep track of all that stuff. Okay, you got to keep track of all the syndications. Who syndicated my story? Then you got to build backlinks to that stuff and all of that. Well, what if I told you that we offer some solution to all of that stuff? In fact, nobody wants to do all of this work. It's plain and simple. And it was glaringly obvious because as people cancel service, we'd ask them why. Okay, we would ask them why. And they would say, no done for you. Okay, and that they would have to go and manage all these syndications and build backlinks to them later on. Nobody wanted to do all the work, and if they did, they wouldn't do it very long without wishing they had a faster way. Most people don't know how to write it, and they don't know how to manage a writer. I'm a realist. I could tell that you guys are realists. I'm reading what you're saying in the chat, and I'm reading your responses when I ask you questions. We both know and understand it takes way too much time to do this stuff, and it takes a lot of time to manage it. All right? Carol, can you go ahead and take care of Stephen, please? Now, if you guys could use a system, and this is a loaded question, but it's a very, very honest question because I'm going to talk to you about why here in a minute. If you could use a system right now that took all the work out of the process and got you all of the benefits of increased traffic, more customers, higher search ranking, more exposure, brand recognition, higher perceived authority, and overall increased SEO benefits without having to do any of the work, would you use it? Put a 1 in the chat. Okay, especially if it's extremely reasonable in price. Okay, put a 1 in the chat. Dead serious right now. Exactly. You guys are just blowing this thing up like nobody's business. I'm dead serious, okay? And that's what we put together. Now, as Josh had said before, you know, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I start a lot of businesses, and I listen to feedback. I've trained tens of thousands, multiples of that over the last 10 to 15 years, businesses on how to be successful and get search engine rankings. And my experience speaks for itself. If you don't believe me, go to my LinkedIn profile, type in my name, Michael Taggart, and you can look at my qualifications, and you can see what people say about me and other people, what they rank me as. I've been around the block, okay? And in my experience from speaking to people face to face on the internet, coaching, training, and mentoring, people need something that doesn't require them to do the work, gets them the benefit. You don't pull your own teeth. You likely don't fix your own car. There's no damn reason why you should be doing all of this as well. You're a business owner. You have things to do, and that's going out there and creating your successful business, not running all of the aspects of it and doing it. Correct? That's how it works. So if you can use that system, that's what you're going to do, and that's what we built for you. So essentially, we decided to create a system that had nearly 100% automation. Decided to take all the hard work out of press and news releases, ensure their quality of the writing, of the syndication, of the submission, and build the backlinks to the syndications for you, the entire thing, and allow you to scale it as needed. So whether you needed 2 to 100, doesn't matter. If you need 2 press releases or news releases to 100 per month, allow you to scale. All right. Emmer is asking a question, and that's actually a really good question. So Carol's going to answer that in the chat here in just a minute. Now, what we did is we created an entirely done-for-you system. So our expert writers will research your product or service, or you, whatever it is they're required to write about. Okay, they will write about that topic. We will then have our editors, which are a separate staff, edit any press release for any sort of errors or anything like that, so that it's proper in grammar and everything else. We will then submit the release for you. We will then syndicate the release for you across at least 200 to 300 news sites, minimum, okay? Everything from Yahoo Finance to ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, Boston Globe, all these different places, Financial Times. Okay, we're going to also create a report for you with all of these syndications so you know where to find them, and we're going to make backlinks. We're going to create backlinks for you to all of these different things. All right? So how many people here like the sound of that? Essentially, almost 100% done for you. Put a 1 in the chat or a Y in the chat. Excellent. All right? So, you know, we did all this with the intention of helping ourselves, and then decided that we're going to do this with the intention of helping other people. We wanted to make sure that it was going to be something that, you know, folks didn't, used and didn't get a good benefit from, and also didn't put their businesses at risk. So we went out there and we really worked hard. We hired press release editors and writers to get the content done in a correct way, utilizing our experience in SEO. Okay, and I will tell you that even though having editors is expensive and time-consuming, sky-high quality is what is ultimately important to us, because that is the base of your business just as much as anything else when a person reads it. And we happen to know that our smartest clients and our customers share our distaste for sloppy communication and sloppy quality. How many people here really would prefer to have their company or business represented by somebody that has sloppy quality or communication, right? Nobody. And we don't accept excuses for any of this stuff, right? Even if it allows for a couple of extra days to make sure that it is perfect and it looks great and you get the quality that you deserve, that's what we do, all right? We negotiated with a lot of different distributors. We reached out to some of the largest press release distribution companies out there, and essentially we found the best sources for this to negotiate the best costs so we can offer pricing to our clients well below industry standards and minimums and give them better benefits than what they can offer. All right. We built in bulletproof rejection handling, so our editors will handle all rejection sort of stuff for you, and we'll also give you feedback if you're writing your own releases and submitting through us or anything like that. You know, what was wrong, okay? But our editors will, if it's rejected by a distributor, we'll look at it and help with rewriting of some of this stuff, okay? We recoded. Actually, let me kind of back up here. We coded an automatic reporting of the sites that pick up the releases. So sometimes when you do a press release, you have to go hunt down some of the places that will do the syndications. We actually cut that out for you. All right. And last but not least, we build backlinks to those releases and syndications for you. Okay. So I know it sounds powerful, and that's because it really is. This process that we have created for you saves you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars per press release. And that's a lot of money. All right. So here's a collateral effect, and then I want to actually show you the inside. How many people here want to show you, want to see the dashboard and see what it looks like so you can kind of see what it, yeah, okay. And what's really great is I've actually got a really nice little bonus. We built a keyword tool in there to help you decide which keywords you should target. It'll be pretty awesome. All right. So what you get from press releases and news releases, especially with our system, and this is results that our clients get just as much as us, is increased website ranking. Okay. They can rank their own websites, web pages, YouTube, blog posts, podcasts, whatever it is that you want to link to is going to get a bump. It's going to get a little bit of extra oomph. Okay. Let's see. You can rank your articles. Okay. As I mentioned, blog posts, stuff like that. Content posted to these sites ranks extremely well. You can rank your social profiles for your brand or keyword, so you can start working on perception. You can rank for social engagement. Okay, you can do reputation management or preemptive reputation management. Okay, and you can get increased reach on all of these different platforms. Get more potential platforms from customers. Let's say, you know, Fox News or ABC or Fox 5 Las Vegas, they all have their own customer traffic. They all have their own visitor traffic. You're tapping into all these different channels and getting traffic from those just as much as you're getting the authority of those backlinks. And as Wim just said, yes, it's absolutely, it's good for branding. You're seen on Fox. You're seen on these different places, right? So you got a few choices. Obviously, you guys can do this whole process for yourself, stay up to date on all this, all the different tactics and strategies, slave over to the desk and write it yourself or manage somebody to do it, or watch your competition do it and you don't, and you're going to get passed up. Michael says, I don't understand the difference between news releases and press releases. Essentially, news releases focus on syndication to news networks versus press release networks. What we do is we allow you to do press and news releases through our system, and we syndicate them to more news networks because we've seen a higher quality of backlinks, a higher authority and trust flow from those sites, and also higher short-term and long-term results from those. Does that help your question? Just put a 1 in the chat if it did, man. Just want to make sure. I'm going to actually skip over to this this slide right here because this is actually a really important slide. So, and this is a breakdown. This is a realistic breakdown right now. If you hire a legitimate writer with good quality, it's going to cost you about $50 to $250 to write a good news or press release. Okay. If they have to edit that release, it'll probably cost you at least another $50. To submit to a PR service, bare minimum, that could even remotely come close to us, will likely cost you about $400 or more per release. Okay, backlinks to your syndicated releases, if you're going to build backlinks to all of these hundreds of different syndications, it's going to cost you anywhere from $50 to $100 to have some sort of result. All of this stuff takes your time, which I would consider to be priceless. So bare minimum for a press release, doing it yourself without our system is going to cost you at least $800 per release. Now, Wim just asked, any risks that Google will slap this strategy over time? I can't read Google's mind, but I'd like to think so. And I'll say that I saw the writing on the wall years ago, in shifting to these particular strategies. But the way we've designed our syndication is that if Google comes and slaps our website, it shouldn't affect our customers at all, because we're syndicating and we're leveraging these news sites in order to get these syndications and the long and short-term SEO benefits from it. But if Google went and they slapped 10% of the websites that we syndicate to, we've still mitigated the risk, right, by 90%. What if they go in there and they slap 30% of those websites? It's still better than what happened to all those other guys, right? They're not going to go out there and essentially slap 2, 3, 4, 500 news sites, legitimate news, radio stations, television stations, and all of these different sites across the United States. Can you imagine what would happen if Google removed all ABC affiliates from the search results, or NBC affiliates, or Fox affiliates? What do you think would happen to them? Can you talk about the worst PR nightmare they ever had? How many news stations would do really shitty stories about Google at that time? You just think about that for a minute. Essentially, we're leveraging that. Okay? Exactly. Yeah, Wim's like, okay, I gotcha. How many people here think that's pretty smart business? Put a 1 in the chat. And then I'm going to show you some cool stuff. Smart business? I just want to know. All right, so here's results that you get from this sort of stuff. Things like Gold IRA. That's $1 million a year affiliate keyword, man. You've got Fitness Shoes Las Vegas. You've got Commercial Property Lending Program. Mobile Marketing Advisor. You've got No Income Verification Commercial Loans. Nasal Polyps Treatment Miracle. You can get long tail. You can get really granular. How to get rid of herpes scars. Kangen water. Okay, I mean physical products, Amazon products, even speaking stuff. Like when I was speaking, I spoke at Glacier Kennedy this year earlier. GKIC 2015. As you see, all these Glacier Kennedy ones. These are fun ones. You can rank for brands, things like Go Mobile. All right. You can rank for terms like Scottsdale Marketing Firm. Now, what I want to show you right here is these are actually some really good recent results as well that we just pulled up from other customers. So let me pull this up for you right now. And you folks should be able to see it. All right. Yeah, you guys see it? Okay, cool. So you see this right here, and I'll zoom in a little bit. Oh. Let me kind of get back over in here. There we go. Let's zoom in there. B2B prospecting expert. Right there, okay? Here's another one. Custom landscaping Boise. Okay? Ranking 2 spots, first page of Google. And that was on ABC News and Yahoo Finance. Dublin Blockchain Summit. Here's me right there. Hush VIP event. I'm basically right underneath them. I spoke at their event twice this year. Somebody says, how do you get an ROI? I'll show you. You've got Keyword Inspector. This is for a affiliate product. You've got Malika Jaffrin brushes. Okay. You've got Patriot Power Greens. Do you guys see how effective this is for products and services? Phoenix Home Networking. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys see how effective this could be for driving traffic, getting backlinks, quality backlinks. Okay, all this stuff. Printed bunting flags. There you go. Specific stuff like different phones. Warehouse rental in New Hope. Zarletto lawsuits. Okay, I think I'm kind of proved my point right here. So I'm going to jump into our dashboard real quick, so let me hit pause real quick and I'll get up in there just a minute. And what's interesting here, folks, let me get in there. Where are you at? Cool. All right, you should see the screen here in just a moment. All right, so this is what it looks like right here. We've got things like, we've got people that use this for about anything. We got about, see, Google Drive, easier to organize, GemShelf, all things like that. This release literally just came out. Let's try, let's just try Googling GemShelf. And 1 hour ago, they're already on the first page. Now, yes, this is for their own keyword, but there's one right there, one right here. Let's see if they just happen to be there for Google Drive. Not quite yet. Let's see if they're in the news. So they're not popping quite in there yet because it's still relatively new. No, it's still pretty good. And as you see, and if you guys want to just go and ever Google, what's going on the releases that are shown in there. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. If you guys want to go in there and look at any of these new releases as they pop up in here, you can see what they're trying to target, and you're going to see a lot of these just popping up all over the news and whatnot. Now, here's the play. Here's why this stuff's important. This isn't just a play to get into ABC and Fox and NBC and stuff like that. You can leverage the authority and branding from that. The play is getting the backlinks, the good backlinks from all those different news sources. Remember, I showed you those hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different news sites across the United States, North America, Canada, even across, there's some in Europe, okay, and a few other spots. The whole play is to get quality backlinks to your stuff. Leverage their sites in order to get ranking, all right? All right, yeah, thanks, Brian. I appreciate the feedback, but, we're good to go. Thanks. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the dashboard real quick. This is the dashboard, and it's very simple and easy to do a press release. What you do is you just walk in here, and you'll say, order new press release. And if you have not added an organization or product, you can just hit add. If you have it in there and you've already done it, then you can just go ahead and pull it from a drop-down so it's always saved in there. All right? Then you'll go ahead and you'll say, let's say, emergency plumber, Delaware. All right? And that's just the name of the press release. You could say standard or Yahoo Finance, okay? I always recommend that you do add Yahoo Finance because it is a PageRank 8 domain. It has very, very high trust and authority flows. It generally will rank on its own very, very quickly and easily. And it's just something that is usually likely better than not. Now you can say, I will submit my own release if you want to utilize our submit your own release function, and you can add the title, add the release, and then you can just time it, or just say as soon as possible and hit submit. Alternatively, you can also just say, and this is where our service really shines, is we'll write it for you. So you can go in there and say, what keyword are you targeting? So we'll say, emergency plumber, Delaware. And what they'll do is they'll write a title using that particular keyword. Okay? Then what you'll want to do is in the anchor text, obviously, you're going to want to plumber, emergency, Delaware, and we'll say Delaware emergency plumber. And what you'll want to do is put in a link to your domain. What you'll want to do is put a link to a page on your domain. And generally, best practice is we'd like to put in a link to a social media website, such as Facebook, your YouTube profile, different things like that. And in case of a physical product, Wim is asking, put the keyword name of the product, absolutely, and also keywords that you think are relevant or are relevant to your product or service. Now, we do have a keyword tool in here. All you have to do at that point is hit submit. Now, you could put in additional information, such as let them know that we've increased our product sales rate, or we're now selling 200% more products than we were last month. Let them know that we won an award at Web Summit for Angel Investors Innovation, or I speak at 5 to 7 arrangements or speaking conferences internationally per year, right? So they know the context. The more information you put in there, so they know the context of what you want, the better. Okay? And that's it. You hit order press release and it goes over to the next tab, which is an in progress tab. Okay? So here's one right here that says ready for you to approve. You'll go in there, and when it's ready for you to approve, we'll send you a little notice saying, hey, this press release is ready for you to approve. If you have any final edits or if you have anything that you want to take a look at, here's the release before it gets sent out to the wire. Then you'll go in there and you'll take a look at it. If everything's good, it's good. If you want to add anything in there, you can just type in there and it will add it to it. All right? And then you hit save and submit for publishing. It will then go to an editor who will then take a look at everything, make sure it's good, and then send it out to the wire. Then it will be added to the published press release area. Okay, so here's a published press release area. And you'll be able to look at all of these different releases. So for this one, for instance, we'll say Michael speaks at TVBO. Okay, so here's the publication. Here's the syndication, and what you'll be able to see is that this has been syndicated to 227 different news sources. All right, you can download it as a CSV if you want to. It gives you the domain's page rank, whether you can put images on that, or whether the images syndicate to there, whether those domains support retargeting, whether they're guaranteed to be in Google News. In our product and our service and what we have, we guarantee that you will be syndicated in Google News for all your releases, and that you should have a minimum of 200 news syndications as well. Now, in general, if you write about a topic that is a potential kind of hotspot topic, stuff like that, that's kind of a little bit harder, or something that is more regulated, you may get a little decreased syndication, and we'll notify you before your syndication's decreased and say, hey, this is potentially going to be a decreased syndication. Would you like us to edit this, or would you like to edit this so it can get more exposure? We give you that option. Okay. Now let me kind of continue on. So here's the keyword tool, since you guys asked about it, and it will help you decide on where you should really be targeting. Yes, you can embed videos on our releases. They syndicate to some. Some syndications will allow that to get passed over. So here's one right here where we've got like bunion pain relief or bunion treatment, okay? And what you'll do is you just pop in, and our keyword tool takes about 1 to 2 minutes to actually just add the information into it. And then we pull a report, and this is what the report looks like. And it will tell you how much traffic these keywords get. Bunion treatment options, treatments for bunions, best treatment for bunions. And this is estimated monthly traffic. Non-surgical treatment for bunions. Okay. Bunion treatment without surgery. All right. Do you guys like the look of this? Essentially, this is some really great keyword research for you. So you know what to target, right? How many people here don't always know what to target? This will do it for you. What do you guys think? Put a 1 in the chat. Does this look pretty cool? Now this is adding information not just from Google, but from other sources that are analyzing keywords and traffic. Wim says, I think most users will probably have done keyword research in advance. Yes and no. Some of them don't know how much traffic. And what you want to do is you want to find out what your customers are typing in so you can be there, obviously, right? All right. Let's see here. And that's essentially our keyword tool. Simple and easy to use. This is all you have to do a report. Name the report, say where you're targeting, and then you add in your competitors. Bo says, this keyword tool is free on the internet. No, it's not. This isn't just Google's keyword tool. What we do is we take information from Google's keyword tool and then many other keyword kind of tools and analysis tools. We also analyze your competitors. We look at what your competitors are ranking for, what they're trying to rank for, and other keyword opportunities around that, analyze the traffic around that, and then put it into a report for you. Okay, does that make sense? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys, that makes sense. All right, awesome. Cool. So that's essentially what the dashboard's like. So you run a keyword research report, you pull the report, then you come over to press releases, you order the press release, you say what keyword you want to target, and then you hit go. And that's it. We write it for you, we do the rest. So why make the news, or why read the news when you can make it? And that's essentially what it is. Somebody says, how can I use your service outside the US? I'm based in the UK. Easy. I'm here, you just submit the press release through there. The play is this will help you get ranked whether you're in the UK. We have customers in Thailand that use it to rank in Thailand. We have people in Asia. We have people in Australia. We have people in Latin America all using this service in order to do it. All right? So that's that. And essentially, this is I'm going to go back to the slide I showed you at first. So in this case study, this product was $226,000. The worst day that this product had was the day before we got a hold of it. Okay? The best day this product ever had was the day after we got a hold of it. And essentially what we did is we targeted cellulite cream and we targeted the product owner's name. Okay? What that means is that they got, between the time that we did the press release and the time that we pulled this report, they earned $923.45 in sales. On the very first day that the release hit, they had over about $420 worth of sales. So how many people here now will see how it is quantified into actual money? All right? Put a 1 in the chat. Now, if I told you it only costs, right, if it only costs close to $100 to earn the $923, do you think that that was a win and a return on their investment? Yes or no? Right? Yes or no? Well, that's what we're talking about then, okay? This is quantifiable evidence of people making money from this strategy and from this service, okay? Awesome. So now that you've seen the power of Press Advantage in action, and you've seen a small fraction of the automated authority ranking power that Press Advantage delivers to business owners worldwide, and you know beyond any doubt that the most vital component to a business's arsenal is getting customers and getting conversions, right? Every smart business person on this call is going to agree with that statement, and frankly, only a fool or a dreamer is going to dare dispute that. But I think the most shocking thing that you folks have seen today isn't Press Advantage or what we offer clients. I think the most shocking thing that you're going to see today is the fact that it really costs you nothing at all. All right? Press Advantage is free the second time you use it. Now, what do I mean by that, I'm sure? Top-tier news articles cost you $800 to $2,500 if you're doing it correctly and you're getting the right syndication and writers and all that sort of stuff. And that's assuming you got somebody lucky enough that's going to write about you and do it in a good quality press or news release. They're going to have to take the time to research your product or service. They have to get to know your personal story. They're going to have to do all this research that you're going to have to pay for, by the way. They're going to have to sit down and write the article for you. This process costs you upwards of $2,500 or more. It also costs you time, and everybody here knows that time equals money. Not to mention the fact that this is always evolving. This is a hyper-competitive world that we're in. And another thing, you guys don't have to learn how to do anything. You don't have to learn how to do press releases. You don't have to learn how to write them. You don't have to spend days or weeks doing it yourself or managing people to do it for you, because that just means you're going to have to repeat the process over and over again. Point blank, the best articles, the best blog posts, the best podcasts, the best videos, the best press releases, the best news releases out there have a half-life. So you're going to have to continue to do them. As one of the world's best PR news marketers and co-creator of the world's first completely done-for-you PR news and submission service, I know right now that I'm more than qualified to tell you the truth about what you're up against. You either have to nail your message right, ASAP, or you're going to drive another nail into your business's coffin. Okay, the situation is that dire, and I don't want to sugarcoat things for you guys, and that's not who I am, right? Remember that the customers out there are the oxygen of your business. They need to be able to find you, and they need to be able to trust you. They need to believe that you're the authority and media authority there, and then that way you'll get the customer. And without a traffic-grabbing media machine working for you and doing the hard work for you 24/7 to grab these leads, convert the customers, and cement your authority with them, your business is going to be starved of the oxygen it needs to survive, and death is inevitable. Now, the good news is, for those of you that want to breathe new life into your business and get things rolling, Press Advantage has superhuman powers to do just that, to get you traffic, get you ranking for keywords at the speed of light, and get you new oxygen-rich customer exposure and traffic. The proprietary software found in Press Advantage continues to be a savior for businesses that are out there. People that are dead in the water, marketers from any part of the world, and we've got customers from all over, okay? And Press Advantage has helped propel some of the top marketers in the world to even greater levels of success, like Davin Michaels from 123 Employee is a customer of ours. Dory Friend from SEO Rockstars is a customer of ours, saying, you know, I submitted my press release to Press Advantage. I had 2 first-page rankings for launch within hours. Then I checked my second keyword, and there were 2 first-page rankings for that one as well in 3 hours. Okay. Corey Sanchez from Mojo Global said, Press Advantage, I was blown away with how easy it was, how fast it got picked up by the news, and how fast it ranked. And the best part was their done-for-you service made it simple and hands-free. All right? Dozens of other 8- and 9-figure-a-year marketers use our service, but that said, here's how it matters to you and just you. Press Advantage's real success is giving the ability to give everyday entrepreneurs just like you a fair and realistic shot at big-time sales success by giving you the power of traffic and ranking to get in a proven and automatic platform that requires virtually no writing skills. If you guys don't want to write them, you don't have to. That means the moment you use Press Advantage, it literally pays for itself and then some, often exponentially generating far more profits than your initial investment, like those folks who did the press release case study with us. If it costs about $100 to make almost $1,000, sign me up, because I'm doing that all day long, right? And it lets you keep getting traffic and ranking for as long as you own your business. You don't have to do any of the geeky SEO stuff on these. You don't have to write them. You don't have to go out there and try to rank your site, because you can leverage ours and the news sites in order to do it. And remember, a press release or a media article is going to cost $800 to $2,500 to get it done right. Yeah, D chances, you get it, man. You get it. I'm reading your comments in there. So even if you just scratch the surface of Press Advantage and get a mere 10% of that proven traffic and ranking for yourself, Press Advantage is basically free the second time you use it. And I'm going to go ahead and pause it right here, because I've got so many people asking me right now, how much? I want to really buy this right now. I want to get it. And so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to skip over to that part, okay? That's what I'm going to do. So let me go ahead and say that I want to show you the bonuses that you're going to get right now, which is, let's see, right here. How many people want to know the price? Put a one in the chat. Yeah. Okay, exactly. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and skip over this, because as much as I like sales closes, sometimes you just got to cut the BS, right? But the big thing is that what we're going to do is we're going to give you guys a bunch of bonuses. Bonuses are going to include everything that we get, everything that I'm going to show you in just a minute, as well as we're going to give you 2 strategy and implementation sessions where I'm going to answer questions. I usually go about 2 hours, okay? And I'll just pull people out of the audience. I will ask people in the audience, you know, what the deal is, you know, what do you need help with, and I'll just do coaching right there on the call for you folks. The other part to it too, and this is a really important thing, is it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, right? It's not going to cost you, you know, $1,500, and it's not going to cost you, you know, $500, any of that sort of stuff. It's not going to cost you any of that. It's going to cost you $297. If you guys just go to pressadvantage.com/Samora right now, $297. You guys could try it out. You get 3 press releases that we will write for you, do the editing for you, submit for you, syndicate for you, build a report for you, and then build the backlinks to those syndications for you. All right, that's what you get in addition to the bonuses that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go over with you folks right now, okay? pressadvantage.com/Samora. So that's a lot of money. And that's 24 hours after you order Press Advantage today. Hold on just a moment. There's like a fire alarm going off in this hotel. I'm not leaving though, so if I'm going down with the ship, I'm going down with the ship. All right. How's that for live? Yeah, I burned up their servers. Deborah said, "Save your life." Hey, Deborah, I'm on the 2nd floor. I can jump out. I'm not in a worry. I'm gonna let Damien. Hey, who's on the call here? Josh is on here.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hey, Josh, why don't you go ahead and tell folks what you think about press releases real quick, and I'm gonna pause this while they figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. I mean, many of you probably already see the value in what they're offering, especially just for $297. The amount of value that you're getting just for $297, just to get the press release written is enough value for that price, let alone building the backlinks and the distribution and all of that stuff. Just getting a press release written, it's insane. That price right there is extreme value, especially when you're getting people that know what they're talking about and know what they're doing when it comes to writing a press release. That right there is invaluable. I remember getting press releases written for myself, and I would have to pay someone to do it because it's very tricky when it comes to writing a press release and getting that press release submitted to these different distribution channels. And if it's not done correctly, it's going to get denied, and getting press releases out there can be a huge headache. And I mean, just having someone write it for you that knows what they're doing is just a huge load off of your back when it comes to using press releases as a traffic strategy, because to me it brings back some horrible memories when it comes to trying to get a press release submitted to these different distribution companies, and then them denying it, and then I make tweaks and send it back, and then deny it again, and then I make tweaks and then send it back and deny it again. I mean, it got really, really bad sometimes. So this is a huge value where they write the press release for you. Not only that, but they distribute it to all the best places, and they even build backlinks so that you're getting links, rankings from everywhere, and really taking advantage of all the first page.
Let me ask you a question real quick, Josh. And how many people here build backlinks to their stuff in order to rank higher? Put a 1 in the chat. Like, seriously. How many people build backlinks in order to rank higher? Essentially, what you're using and leveraging this for is to build super high quality backlinks to your stuff, but you don't have to do the work. See, you just have the story, right? You have the news story that we write for you. We submit it, and you get automatic backlinks from all these really high authority places directly to your product or service. So you're backlink building while building your brand and authority at the same time from very, very trusted media sources. So essentially, this is a very, very good SEO play that, as far as I'm concerned, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. There's news, and it's always going to be news. And Google has already gone out there and stated that news and media sources are more trusted authority backlinks than anywhere else. Okay, so it's $297. You get 3 press releases every single month if you want to. Now, we're not locking you into any monthly payments right now. You could try out our service for $297. You just go to pressadvantage.com/Zamora. And if you want to continue on with monthly payments, you can then click it or call us and ask to put on to monthly payments. And it's super simple and easy, but we don't want to like lock anybody in if they don't want to be. All right, now you're also getting bonuses. This is bonus number 1. You get added to our Press Advantage Press Release Insider group. We've charged up to $297 a month for this group. We've got several thousand people that are in that group that are PR centric, that have sold press releases, used press releases for their products, services, and businesses. You also get, let me sneak over here, the reverse keyword tool that I showed you. We typically would charge $588 per year for that keyword tool. You guys get it for free as long as you're in our service. Bonus number 3, we actually have a training called Press Release Print Shop. Shows you tons about getting local news media to re-syndicate your story, or a local journalist to ask you to be on a local television station. It talks about best practices for titles, as well as knowing and understanding the body of a press release and why it's effective and why we write them the way that they are. Wayne says, can we white label for our clients? Yes, Wayne. We encourage people to resell this service. People sell press releases for $500 to $1,500 per release. If you're paying $297 for 3 of those, okay, then you should be able to pull in anywhere from $1,500 in revenue up to $4,500 in revenue just for those releases, okay? And if it just cost you $297 and you did none of the work, that's called return on investment, all right? Again, go to pressadvantage.com/Zamora. And the last thing is you get the local bulletproof news system. And that one's pretty cool too, because if you want to resell it, as Wayne was just asking, we give you a done-for-you sales template and a done-for-you contact email that you can contact potential clients. You can prospect with it, and we kind of give you some training on how to sell this to other people. Okay, if you like the sound of that, let me know. But all that training is included, and we have a 30-day money-back guarantee, 100%. If you don't like it, if you don't love it, if it didn't work for you, and you contact our customer service, and we can't get things figured out, you get your money back. It's that easy, okay? And if you don't use your credits, let's say you're in a monthly credit program, if you don't use your credits, they roll over to the next month and do not expire. Now, that's pretty awesome from a few standpoints. It's like if you go to like PR Web or those guys and you pay them money per month, let's say a monthly fee, and you don't use a service, they don't roll over credits. Okay, you lost it. It's paid for access. What we do is we do pay for usage. So if you don't use it, you don't lose it. So for instance, if you're paying us $297 a month and you get 3 press releases and you only use 1 and you go to month 2, you've got 5 press releases at your disposal now. And let's say you only use 3 of those. Next month, you've got 5 more. Do you guys think that's fair? You gotta give me a 1 in the chat if you think so. pressadvantage.com/Zamora. Right on. And here's to the first 30 people, okay? I got a fast action bonus for you that I think you're going to love. If you're one of the first 30 people that are going to invest in this, I'm going to give you a press pass that we charge $997 a year for it, okay? It's got your picture on it. It's a real, live, physical press pass. It denotes you as a member of the press. It has a verification number that they could call, and you guys get that. And it's pressadvantage.com/Zamora, which means you only pay $297 for all of this stuff. Let's see, what's your typical turnaround time from idea submission to being done? We like to be 72 business hours if possible. It may go a little bit over, maybe a little under. It really just depends on volume. If you have something that's time sensitive, you can always either A, submit it ahead of time and schedule it out for a particular time, or B, submit it and contact us during normal business hours and say, hey, can you guys take a look at that and push it out, and all that. We have a telephone number you can call our office, as well as you could contact us through support desk.
Yeah, I just want to chime in and just reiterate how much value this is because I mean I remember we used to do a lot of stuff with PR Web when I was a few years ago when I was working for an SEO company here, and it was just I mean it was really difficult stuff. Like I said before, trying to get and work with them and get the press release submitted and then get it syndicated. I mean, it was insane having to go through that process. So you guys have really simplified it to where I mean it's streamlined so that anyone can use press releases effectively to get traffic. Not to mention the bonuses and that press pass. I mean that alone can get you guys into some really cool stuff. My wife used to do some press stuff for concerts, and it's tough to get into a lot of these things when a press pass is required. So that alone there is
For sure.
Incredible bonus.
For sure on that. What's really funny too is like press, like PR Web. PR Web doesn't allow you to promote more than one company. So if you have a company account, they only allow you to do that one company. So they're not reseller friendly. And believe me, if you try to be a reseller there, they're gonna charge you a ton of money. For us, you could do 20 companies, 100 companies, 20 different products, whatever, and you can do as many organizations per account as you want to. We don't charge you per organization or anything like that.
Yeah, and the crazy part when we did some work, not to knock PR Web or anything, but when we were working with them, I had the company account. If I remember correctly, there was some kind of miscommunication where we were submitting press releases for other companies, and they just completely shut down our account.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're not nice. They shut us down and they did not reopen it. I mean, we would try calling them and we got crickets. It wasn't a good experience either.
Yeah, they don't really care about that stuff. That's really like one of the biggest reasons why we even created this service was because of those kind of problems. And we understand small businesses. We've been there. We've done that on multiple aspects. Every single type of business really online, business model wise, we've done. And I've consulted with enough small businesses, brick and mortar and onlines, to know what they want and need. And again, the biggest things are they don't need the hassle of writing and managing that stuff, and they need a low-cost solution for getting these kind of benefits. Keith is saying if we need more than 3 releases, how much for more? It's only $97 for each release after that. Completely done for you. So you can order as many as you need to per month. You can just do a la carte after that, and it just continues to add. You just click on and say buy another credit, and that's it. It's super easy and simple, man.
That's crazy. If you guys just go out and spend 10 minutes doing research on trying to submit press releases to other companies, you're going to see that $97 is insane when it comes to value. So
well, especially since we're doing it for them. None of those other companies write it for them. And any company that is out there that even tries to write it for them, almost all of them, they utilize software in order to do the writing. And we have human writers. They're U.S.-based writers. They're experts. We write a lot of press releases every month. They're experienced, and they get it done. And we can scale to whatever size business is out there. Let's see here.
Clay is asking, so if we are selling them to other companies, we can sell as many as we want.
Yeah, I mean, you can sell if you sell 20 press releases that month, then you got your 3 press releases, and then you add on another 17. Okay, and I'm telling you right now, the bottom barrel, like selling a press release to a company, is $500. I got people who routinely will not sell a press release to another company unless it's $1,500. Period. And they get it. They get the money.
Yeah.
The easiest way to sell it to people too is you just say, look, if I can't get you into 200 news media sites across the U.S., North America, and everywhere else, you don't have to pay me. Well, we guarantee that you're going to be in that many websites. So it's an easy deal, right? It's an easy sell. For them, they're getting what they're paying for, over 200 media sites. And you could say, you don't make it on the first page of Google for the keyword we're targeting. There you go. These news sites get on the first page of Google pretty quick, And if you get it in over 200, then that's a done deal. ZVI says, what's the major difference between Press Advantage and like SkyRanker or any of those? SkyRanker utilizes software to write the release. They use somewhat different distribution. I don't know where they get their backlinks from. I could tell you our backlinks are API'd from Link Emperor, so they're automatically building as soon as we do the syndications. What we also do is we wait to see which syndications Google likes the most by ranking them. You can tell who Google considers to be the authority because they put them on the first page. So we look to see where Google ranks those syndications, and then we will build the backlinks to the ones that they rank the highest. There's no reason to build backlinks to something that's on page 70 of Google when we can build backlinks to something on the second page and bump it to the first. Right on.
Guys, remember, we're here live for you, so if you have any more questions on Press Advantage, just put them into the chat box. We're here to clear up any confusions that you have, and the best way would be to just put, if you're on the fence about something for getting started with Press Advantage, just put that you're on the fence and then type your question after that so that we can address your issues directly so we can get you into Press Advantage and get your press releases syndicated.
Right now, a few people have asked if the press pass is still available. I don't know if we've hit our 30 mark yet, but likely we have. I'll tell you what, and I'm going over the slides right now. I'm just going over the deliverables right now. If you are trying to check out right now and you have not checked out right now, put a 2 in the chat, okay? And if you put the 2 in the chat, I will honor a press pass even if we hit the 30. Okay, so even if we hit 30 press releases right now, as long as you have a 2 in the chat, then I will ensure that you get your press pass either way.
Alfonso is asking, what company is the best to sell to?
You know, it really doesn't matter. I mean, you can approach anybody with this. You know, local people in your area, you could sell this to local brick and mortar businesses. You could do this for Amazon businesses. I mean, we've got, I'd say probably a third of our customers are resellers. A third of them are Amazon product owners. And about a third of them are promoting their own product, service, or affiliate product of some sort. So we've got a wide range. You could do CPA and affiliate products on here. This is especially good for Amazon. You can go and approach Amazon products that you think that you can help, or that you like to niche into, or that you see are on the second page of Google, and go after them and say, hey, I can help you get on the first page. We've got hundreds of different proof slides from Amazon owners.
Yeah, you can also, right now, many of you guys know that I'm a big fan of promoting Amazon products as an affiliate, right? Especially right now during the holidays. Starting about the third week of November, you can really do some damage as an Amazon affiliate because people are just going to start going crazy buying presents and things for the holidays and things like that. And right now is when affiliates make the most amount of money, between like the third week of November and all the way up to about mid-January, because people are just going crazy buying stuff. So you can use, again, like you said, you can use this as not only approaching vendors on Amazon, but you can just, you know, be an affiliate for stuff on Amazon and make money that way. And then, I mean, I'm just thinking out loud here, but maybe if you rank for someone's product as an affiliate, you rank the press release and you have some links in there, you can probably then approach the vendor and be like, hey, look, this press release is already on the first page, you know, and then work some kind of deal with them from there.
Well, here, I'm going to one-up you on this one, man. Sorry. Here's the deal, and you guys can read over these slides as I'm kind of talking, because I'm just showing you deliverables. Here's what you do with the press pass, because I got people that will ask me, what do you do with this press pass? Okay, and everybody's typing questions in the chat. Carol's getting to each and every one of you. Okay, you call up local dentist, let's say, okay, and you say, hi, my name's Michael. I'm an independent journalist, and I'm doing a story on dental experts in the Charleston area, and I'm doing this news story talking about, you know, dental, you know, practices, this, that, and the other, and Dr. Joe's name came up as an expert. I would like to interview Dr. Joe for this news article. When's the best time to schedule an appointment? That's not a hard way to sell, okay? Dr. Joe is
Genius.
not going to turn down a journalist that wants to do a news story on him, is he?
Genius.
So you walk into Dr. Joe's office and you say, and you got your press pass, and you say, Dr. Joe, thanks for sitting down with me. I really appreciate it. And why don't you tell me a little bit about your business? How long have you been in business? What's your marketing budget? You know, it's really interesting because I don't see you on the first page of Google, but you happen to be highly successful. You know, how do you do your marketing? You're getting all this market intelligence on this guy right now. You're finding out his pain points. You just told him that he's not on the first page of Google, and he already knows that that's a damn problem, right? And you basically say things like, you know, what product or service do you offer that brings you the most, you know, ROI or brings you the most money to your bottom line? You know, this, that, and the other. Shake his hand. Thank you, Dr. Joe. I'm going to go ahead and do this news article, and when it's out, I'll go ahead and contact you. Is there a number I could contact you directly or an email address I could contact you directly? Now you just bypassed his secretary, right? I'll let you know as soon as we get the article out there, and I'll send you a list of the places that syndicate this. You're probably going to be seen everywhere across the United States, North America. You might be seen in some news outlets in Europe and Australia. And, you know, I'll send that over to you as soon as we get that. Dr. Joe is going to be waiting for your freaking phone call or email, I'll tell you that much. And he's going to tell all of his friends, hey, this reporter interviewed me. I'm going to be all over the news, right? This is an easy sell. You guys, I think, are really catching on what I'm saying right now. Now, what do? You just go back, you put in the product or service that brings Dr. Joe the most money, if you want to, or something that's going to be able to kind of tickle him a little bit. And that's what you have us write the release on. We write the release. We do all the work for you. We get it out there. You post it, right? It's done. Boom, you've got your report. And now you contact Dr. Joe and you say, Dr. Joe, congratulations. You were seen on 326 different news stations across the United States, Canada, blah, blah, blah. Here's the backlinks and URLs for all those. He can click on them and see and verify that Fox News here said this and ABC News here said this. Okay? He's going to share this on his Facebook page or wherever else. He's going to tell everybody else about this and say about how amazing it is. Plus, he's going to, he's going to tell and show people about it in the news. Business owners that know Dr. Joe are going to say, how the hell did you do that? How can I get on there, right? Boom, instant referrals. Dr. Joe, you're going to talk to and say, hey, Dr. Joe, I'm really happy for you. That's really awesome. And if there's anything I could do for you in the future, let me know. Also, I just got a favor to ask of you. I have a marketing service and things like that I also offer businesses in the area. And if anybody asks how you were able to get on the news and how you were able to do this sort of thing, just go ahead and just give them my information if you don't mind. Dr. Joe is probably going to say, well, how much does that service cost? And that's where you hook, line, and sinker him. And that's where you really get it. If you got other services, provide them. If you just offer them PR services, say, Dr. Joe, for $500 a month or for $1,000 a month, I can do 2 or 3 news articles on you, and we can focus on these keywords that we know are going to bring you more return on investment. The things that you said bring you the most money to your bottom line, we could target those, get you on the first page of Google, and really, really start working on getting you where you need to be online. Boom, you're done, man. I mean, that's a sell.
Nice. For those of you that are on here, you just got a 6-figure per year strategy right there alone. I mean, that's genius right there.
And it doesn't cost you anything, man. It's super simple. It's a done deal. So, the doctor's not going to go after you or anything like that. He's going to be a happy camper either way. You're providing him with what you promised you were going to provide him for, but what you did is you just really centered yourself as that expert, as that person. You're going to get referrals. Dr. Joe's going to tell everybody about the service, and about what you did. And yeah, exactly. Did it all pretty much for free for him on that first shot, and then you just go to town on everything else. So, I really want to reiterate that. These are all the bonuses that you get, folks. Again, I'm going to just go back through this one more time. $297. Try us out. You're not obligated for any other monthly stuff. If you like it, you can get on a monthly plan for us. That's not hard to do. PressAdvantage.com/Samora. We write the releases for you. U.S.-based writers. They're experts. Your unused credits roll over to the next month. You get professionally edited by PR editors. These are submitted through our news engine. You're guaranteed a minimum of 200 verifiable news sources across the U.S., Canada, and everywhere else. All right. Let's see here. You're guaranteed to be in Google News every time. You get guaranteed syndication reports, and we build backlinks to your syndications for you, so you don't even have to do that. You get the special exclusive of the Deep Keyword Research Tool worth $588 per year. You get that for free as long as you have an account with us. You get Zamora's exclusive bonus of press release print shop. It's $197 value free. You don't have to give it back even if you get a refund. You also get our training course of Bulletproof Local News. That's $97 in value free. You don't have to give it back to us even if you refund. And you also get access to my VIP Press Release Insiders Club. Got a couple thousand people in there that sell press releases and use them for their own businesses. Even if you refund, it'll keep you in the group. You're free to stay. And as I said, the first 30 people get the Press Pass. $997 a year is what we charge for this. People pay it, but you'll get it for free. We won't charge you for it next year either, any of that stuff. You get it for free 100%. And if you have not checked out yet, or you're in the process of checking out, put a 2 in the chat right now, and I will honor a Press Pass even if those 30 are gone. So I need to know who you are now, because once I close this webinar up and you don't have a 2 in there and we've hit our limit, I'm sorry. I apologize, but I can't give away money all day long like I have. I mean, that's just how it is.
Brian is asking, please help me. Is there a one-time price or what is the monthly price? Brian, it's $297 right now, one-time payment for 3 press releases. If you want to continue with the monthly press releases, you can, or you can just pay $97 per press release thereafter. So what you're getting right now for just $297 is a one-time payment. So you can get in there, get some press releases going, and start seeing some results.
Well, and here's the deal. If you guys pay $297 right now and you just want to jump on a monthly payment, you can. And we actually offer that to you, and the monthly is only $247 if you join us on, from this webinar. It's only $247. You get 3 press releases every single month. So you can try us out right now. You have no risk. And all of this is covered by 30-day money-back guarantee. And I'd like to add, Josh, is that if you're on a monthly plan with us, you're covered by a 30-day money-back guarantee every month. So let's say you're in 6 months and you want a refund because you're not happy with your service on that 6 month, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee on it. You're done.
Nice.
You're good to go. Yeah, it's a rolling guarantee, man. We always offer 30-day money-back guarantee, no matter what.
That's awesome. That's someone that's confident in their service, guys. So make sure you get in there, start getting some press release syndicated, and start getting some results. And remember, guys, right now, people are gonna start going crazy buying stuff online. So it couldn't come at a better time for you to be able to get press releases out there and start, getting some first-page rankings for, whatever strategy it is that you guys are trying to do. Press releases work for everything on there. People. Whether you're doing local, affiliate, CPA, doesn't matter. You can get stuff on ranking on the first page of Google with press releases, you're going to get traffic.
Absolutely, man. It works for any type of business. It's really rather crazy how it works. But, I've been in this game for a long time. I've been burning through press releases for 8-9 years at least, and utilizing this as a major strategy for pushing 7-figure-a-year businesses, affiliate products and otherwise, and it works so well. We built our own submission service because of that. I mean, that's a testament to how well it works. Is we went out there and built our own just because we were doing it so dang much.
Nice.
Will it hurt our keyword metrics? Absolutely not. In fact, I would rather take backlinks from these syndications that we go through versus backlinks from just about anywhere else. I'd rather take, the backlinks from 2 or 3 press releases that we get versus 1 million backlinks from anywhere else, period. All right, that's it. Let's see. I'm not seeing it. Let's see.
D is asking for the link. It's if you can put that back on the screen. It's Press Advantage. It's also in the chat box, guys, and I'm putting it in.
There you go. Yeah.
Sending it to him as well. Press Advantage.
pressadvantage.com/Zamora. Guys, get in there and grab it right now. And again, we're probably closing this up in about I'd say a couple of minutes, 2, 3, 4 minutes. We'll answer the questions. I'll tell you what. After we kill audio, we'll sit in here and answer all the questions till they're completely answered. But if you don't have a 2 in the chat and you have not checked out, I can't honor the press pass. I know we're well past the 30 now, so make sure you have a 2 in the chat that you're still checking out, and we'll honor that. All right, let's see.
And put your last minute questions in the chat box as well, guys. If you're on the fence about getting started with Press Advantage, just type on the fence and then put your questions so we can directly answer your question for Press Advantage and get you in there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man. Yeah, the press pass is a real big deal, man. I actually have been able to utilize that for a few really cool things, but even just from a client prospecting strategy, it is hands down just unreal, man. It works so well. Let's see. Going questions. I've checked out through Press Pass subscription. Awesome, Anders. Congratulations on that one. Let's see. D-Chance. Yeah, definitely jump on it as quickly as possible. This is a special offer. Normally, we only offer 2 press releases for $297 a month. This one's 3 plus all of the bonuses. And, I mean, that's a huge one right there. Let's see. I like your strategy with Dennis. Do you have any other strategy for local marketing to share? I've got plenty, but, you know, I've got limited time right now. Let's see.
Jason is, yes, Jason, if you put a 2 into the chat box and you check out before the cutoff date, I'll be talking with Michael after this to see how long we can keep it open for. It might be just for a few more days. But yeah, if you put the 2 in the chat box, you are securing the press pass as well.
Let's see.
Ed is asking, I'm on the fence. My site is in Spanish, but it is a U.S.-based company targeting bilingual or Spanish preferred.
Yeah, you're good.
Spanish.
Yeah, you're good. You just do the press releases and just link to the Spanish site. It doesn't matter whether it's a Spanish site or not. They'll get better rankings because you're basically giving them really high quality backlinks and sending them that way, and you're also getting them news backlinks. So both of those are really huge factors for websites that rank on the first page of Google.
Yeah, and Ted, that's for Ted and for everyone else on here. Targeting foreign languages in the U.S. is an incredible strategy. I speak Spanish myself, so I've ranked some videos in Spanish, and it's amazing how little competition there is, you know, for Google US for foreign languages. So it's that's great that you're doing Spanish and English strategies there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, and I'm really excited to have you folks try it out. We have a money-back guarantee. It's ironclad. We have a telephone number. I mean, you guys can call our office during normal business hours, and you can talk to our SEO expert there. He'll answer your customer service questions. He can show you a couple of things on there. If you have a question about the keyword tool, if you have a question about submission, any of that stuff, it's super easy. Bruce is asking for a telephone number. Let me go ahead and pull that up for you real quick, buddy. It is 1720-GOOD-SEO. Yeah, 1720.
That's a great number.
Yeah, thanks, man. 1720-GOOD-SEO. Let's see. So the keyword, ease of ranking, very important using justice method. Absolutely. I'm telling you right now, I've eliminated a majority of my search engine optimization practices in favor of just running backlinks and authority building through press and news releases because it works. Larry's asking, is a cloaked link good? Yes, it's totally fine if you use cloaked links in here. Absolutely. I know some of you are resellers or basically utilizing this as an online asset, so you want to be able to switch the destination of those backlinks. So yeah, you can do cloaked links and you can do cloaked telephone numbers. Totally fine with me. Let's see. Yes, we do mentorship. We also about once per month do a 2-hour webinar and just do Q&A, do best practices. I pull out rockstar, awesome press releases that we find in the service. I'll also pull out press releases that people have either submitted or tried to target and haven't done so well on. We also have a feature within our software that allows you to maybe you don't want to be published on our main site. Maybe you don't want your press release to show up on the main site because you have competitors. You can click it and it will not show. Basically, we will not post it on our main site, and it will just get syndicated through our partners. So it's basically a stealth mode for your press releases. Yes, sir. Let's see. Just reading through questions. Carol's getting a bunch of you guys in the questions right now. So if you haven't had your question answered, just repost it real quick and we'll get to it. If you do not purchase today, remember you're likely not to get the fast action bonuses, but it's still totally worth it. If you put a 2 in the chat, we will honor it. Just make sure you have it in there, and that's that. Also, even if you don't get it today, I mean, our service is amazing at even the service price that we have, but you definitely need to go through Joshua's link at pressadvantage.com/Zamora, and you guys will be able to get access to all the other bonuses, not maybe the fast action bonus. If you have the 2 in the chat, the fast action bonus is yours as well, even if you check out in a day or 2. Does this PR system work on a local level? Yes. I mean, it crushes it in the local markets. If you're trying to rank for national or regional or international terms, it definitely works. Localized terms, especially if you're putting a geographic locator on there like Atlanta, Georgia, or Atlanta and stuff like that, yeah, you'll destroy it. It smashes local rankings if you're doing geo-specific stuff. Let's see. PR system work on that. Got that. What does it take to be an active subscriber? You just need to have a monthly subscription with us. And right now, if you guys are doing monthly subscriptions with us, it's only $247. So I mean, that is a screaming deal like nobody else. Oh my God, it's our whole business model is to basically take everybody out of business. I mean, we provide the writing and we undercut them on submission.
And you allow people to be able to resell it, which is in and of itself. I mean, you can go out there and just sell one and make your money back for the month or more.
Oh man, yeah. You only need to sell one and you've already made your money back. Any other questions? And Josh, I just want to say thanks for having me on here too. You know, I like to teach and train. I hope that people got some nuggets out of the training today when we talked about, you know, relevance and SEO, and the click-through rate thing is a highly important aspect and factor. People, if you're in the news and you're in the media as an authority like that, they're likely to do more of a brand search and do more CTR on your stuff. And by doing that, it's going to help your overall ranking for not just your product and service, but even the press releases and news releases that you're doing. And it passes all that link juice down, and it passes all that authority down. So it's a good way to kind of center yourself. And here's the other deal. Even if you don't get any additional traffic from the searches that people are doing, you get more sales because of your trust factor and your authority with those customers. So even if you only still have 100 customers coming to your site, but you double your conversions, you still have double the customers. So I mean, that's a win-win, and that's what this play is it gets you all those things, and you only had to do the one thing. And that's working smarter, not harder.
Absolutely, and thank you for coming out and spending the time with us. We're running on almost over 2 hours, so thank you for being so generous with your time. And for those of you that have stuck around as well, I'm sure you've gotten a ton of value from his training, just as I did. I took about a page and a half of notes, this offer could not get any better than this, guys. If you can go and just do a little bit of research. Go out there and do a little bit of research on how much those other press release companies are charging, and you're going to come running back to take advantage of Press Advantage, because even just go look how many companies out there offer to write the press release for you and how much more they charge. and trust me, you'll come running back. Because I've been there, I've done that, and it gets pretty ugly out there.
It's the whole reason why we even built this thing, man.
Yeah.
So we're providing a real product and a service for people. We're realistic about pricing because we understand that not everybody has a ton of money, but they need to have the result, because in order to make a lot of money, to be able to spend it on those kind of services, you have to have a lot of customers. So it's like self-fulfilling prophecy. If you don't have any of that, you're not going to really get any of that. So we kind of took all that hard work out of it, and we also took all of the writing aspect and stuff out of it. We'll answer your questions in the chat for the next 5 to 10 minutes. And I just wanted to close my end of this out and just say thank you so much for being an attendee on here, for asking questions, for participating. I'm glad I can give out some money today for folks that answered questions on here and participated and engaged us. I hope I passed a value to you today by teaching and training you on things that are going to help you online, whether you buy anything from us or not. And the biggest thing, too, is, if anybody asks, please refer them to us. Send them our way. Tell them, hey, Press Advantage, I saw the presentation, I saw the proof, I saw the social proof, and I saw that they didn't just bring more search engine ranking and more customers, or more traffic. It brought in sales to people. Quantifiable proof, right? That's what really matters. And I just want to say thank you, Josh, for having us on here. I know your subscribers are precious to you. I know that the people that are out there and your reputation obviously is very, very important, and you're only going to bring the best stuff to the table. And I'm just honored that you consider us to be one of those folks and products and services out there that is providing such a great value for people and for small businesses everywhere. We've got 1,500 to 2,000 businesses right around there that have used and use our service and continue to use our service for a reason. It works, and you could tell every single day because you go to our website and you can see all the press releases going through there, and you can see these folks showing up in the news and their websites rising and rising in the search results over days and weeks and months of them just continuing to utilize this tactic. We gave you guys a free download, the 107 PR ideas. Make sure you guys check it out either way. And I just want to again say thank you so much, and I appreciate all you folks for getting on here. You're the true action takers, and you're the ones that are really hungry for success because you're on here live, and that means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to Joshua as well. So thanks a lot, folks. Put a 2 in the chat if you've not checked out yet. I'll honor the press pass no matter what, and I'll just make sure you guys get one. Please put it in there. If you guys are still trying to check out, you plan on checking out here in the next little while, you'll make sure to get it. But I have to have it in there in order to know who's who. And with that, man, I'm going to pass it back to you folks. Take care and be safe.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And thank you very much, Michael. And for those of you that came out, again, thank you for joining us. And make sure you join us, pressadvantage.com/Zamora. Get in there, start getting your press releases syndicated, and you'll just start seeing how quickly you can start getting traffic without having to wait around for a niche site to rank or a video to rank, things like that. You can just go out there and really get some quick results with press releases. So thanks again to Michael and his team for coming out. And I believe they're going to be in the chat box for a little longer, and then we'll go ahead and shut this thing down. So thank you guys for coming out. If you have a few more questions, post them in the chat box. We'll be around for about 5 more minutes answering questions in there, and then we'll go ahead and shut it down. Thank you, guys.